Welcome to the Owatonna Today Show, your community connection since 1991. I'm Linda Karnauskas, and I want to thank you for joining us on this Wednesday, October 24th. We have dedicated the entire program today to the Owatonna School Board elections coming up, so we hope you'll stay tuned to learn all about the candidates. Owatonna Today welcomes your suggestions on show topics and guests. You can do so by emailing us at owatonnatoday@charter.net or by contacting our show's producer, Leanne Alt, at 390-5751. Leanne would love to hear from you. We will take a short break to hear a word from our sponsors, and then we'll be right back with the school board candidates, so please stay with us.
Hi, I'm Dr. Beth Giltvet.
And I'm Dr. Nick Vincelli of Horizon Eye Care.
We want you to see what you love and love how you see. We're proud sponsors of the Owatonna Today Show.
I needed more than just another dead-end job. I wanted a career, so I expressed myself.
With the kids off to college, I decided it was time for me to go back to work and express myself.
Express got me in touch with some really great companies. Now I'm on my way to a great career.
Express Employment Professionals is in contact with thousands of companies in need of quality employees. Come in now and get the job you deserve.
Express yourself today.
United Way of Steele County has kicked off the 2016 campaign. This year's corporate campaign leader is Go for Sport. Our goal is $700,000. Be part of the change you want to see in the community. Give, advocate, volunteer, live united.
Welcome back to the Owatonna Today Show, your community connection. We're here visiting with the Owatonna School Board candidates. And first of all, there were three of us invited to this segment today. And one of the candidates, Eric Schuster, had a work commitment and could not make it, but he has asked me to read this message. I do applaud all candidates that take the time, effort to register and run for any elected office. They are making a commitment to accommodate their personal time around the times that the office they run for requires, and he wants to thank everyone for running. And now we'll get to the two candidates we have here. Over here I have Timothy Jensen, and then to my right I have Marah Ryks. How you doing?
Good.
Good.
We're going to ask a few questions of you today, but first, Marah, I will start with you. Tell us a little bit about yourself, your years in the community, your positions, volunteer work, etc.
Okay. I'm 26 years old. I've lived in Owatonna since 2011, January of 2011. I have two kids, Jacob and Ella. One attends, well, they both attend McKinley, but kindergarten and second grade. And then I teach school in Faribault at Roosevelt Elementary. I teach third grade.
Okay, great. And Timothy, I'll ask you the same question. Tell us about yourself, years in service, the community positions you have, volunteer work, etc.
Okay. I was born and raised in Owatonna, graduated from Owatonna in 1988. I went to the University of Minnesota and graduated from there in 1992 with a degree in English. My wife Vanessa and I moved back to Owatonna shortly after that. We have three boys. Jacob is 21, a senior at the Bemidji State University. Andy is a junior at the Owatonna High School, and Lucas is a 7th grader at OJHS. Other community activity, I've been on the board of We Pals Childcare right here in this building. I work on different committees at Trinity Lutheran Church, and otherwise just tend to follow my athletic-minded sons around, watching hockey and football and lacrosse and track and field and all those things.
Yeah, okay. Timothy, I'll ask you, why did you decide to run for office, and what qualifications do you feel that you bring to the elected office?
Okay. It actually started with my wife serving on the task force for the facilities a couple years back before the bond referendum, and she had such a good experience, we started talking about one of us serving on the school board at some future point. Well, It came to my attention through Lori Weisenberger, who's a friend of mine, and she's on the board, that there was going to be at least one opening. And so we thought, well, I have more time at this point, and I also have a fairly education-minded family. My son is going to be a biology teacher. That's what he's majoring in college. My parents were teachers here in Owatonna. My brother is a teacher, and I feel like this is a way that I can contribute to their education, which I feel is a huge asset to our community. If we have a strong school system, I feel like that is one of the things that can make Owatonna a better place to live.
Okay, Myra, I will ask you the same question. Why did you decide to run for office, and what qualifications do you feel you bring to the elected office?
Well, similar to Tim, I've kind of got the educational background in my family. My mom's a teacher. Ever since third grade, it's something I've wanted to do. I attend board meetings in Faribault, Owatonna. It's just a way to get involved a little bit more with the community. Being that I do have the educational background and I work in education, I see how important it is to have the tie between the community, just the parents, the staff, and the board all working together. And I think that's important to instill the trust within the community. Okay. So something that I look forward to doing.
Great. Well, I'll ask you the third question. What do you feel are several important issues facing the school board?
Well, currently, boundary issues and the hiring of the new superintendent. I guess those would be the two major issues, and then always being aware of our community's diversity. I think it's important that we embrace that. It's here, and just finding ways to really involve those people within our schools.
Timothy, I would ask you the same question. What do you feel are several important issues facing our school board?
Oh, obviously the same two that Marah mentioned. Occupying the new spaces that we're creating, and how our programs are going to move into those spaces will certainly be an issue as well. I think just in general, making sure we don't lose sight of the programming and the quality of the education we're providing inside of those buildings as well. The buildings are great, don't get me wrong, but what happens inside them is what we really need to be focused on.
Okay. I'll ask you the next question. What do you hope to accomplish if you win the election, Timothy?
I just want to be a contributor. I don't necessarily think that I've got insight that the other members of the board don't have. I have a background in technology that I think I can be a contributor with. That's my role at Federated, and so it's something that I could do probably for the school board as well. But just to learn, understand, and try to contribute to those decisions.
Okay. And Myra, the same question to you. What would you hope to accomplish if you're elected to the school board?
Similar to Tim, I think we have a current board that does an amazing job, and I'd like to contribute, collaborate to our existing board, add some harmony, add an educator's opinion to the discussion. Just offer a varying perspective to our current issues.
Okay. I'll ask you the next question. What is your long-term vision for the school board? So if you see the perfect school board, or when you're on the school board, what would your long-term vision be for our schools?
I'd like to continue to build the trust within the community, have more people attend the meetings, feel that they are wanted at those meetings.
Mm-hmm. Once that would be accomplished, what would you see changing that would change in the schools?
Hopefully parent involvement,
okay.
Community involvement.
Okay. And Timothy, what is your long-term vision for Owatonna schools if you get on the school board?
Well, I think it's along the same lines as what Marah shared. Harmony between the different constituencies, whether it's business people, the administrative staff, the teachers, the community at large, because it's something that we all, when we talk about money and we talk about funding schools, everybody has a stake in that, and everybody should be able to see the value that we're bringing to our schools and why it's important that we have strong schools, because it is something that we all end up having a stake in.
Okay. We have a little extra time here, so I'm going to ask an additional question. You talked about the curriculum versus the buildings. Is this something that a school board member deals with? Do you have the right to have input there? Question to you, Tim, and I can ask that to you,
I
too.
don't know if I have the right, or if as
In
a
other words,
group
do
we would
you-
have. I think I understand
Yeah.
the question. I don't know that, I certainly wouldn't expect us to be in the role of, what happens in a particular classroom so much as what I would hope to see is empowering teachers who are the professional educators to do what they feel is the right thing to do inside the classroom. So not so much that we would be taking a hands-on role in what happens there, but to give them the opportunity to do what's best and what works from an educator's perspective.
Because you mentioned buildings. You said, that's been with the referendums, and that's been a concern. So the school board being do you look at it as an administrative board that helps guide, and these people come to you with information, and then you give your advisory yay or nay? How does that function? How does the school board function in those
I learned
cases?
a little bit from the other board members at the Retired Educators Forum, and I think it is more advise and consent kind of role than something that you would take that direct action. But the board does have a say in how the vision gets out there.
All right.
I think that's what we're talking about.
Okay. And Myra, how about yourself? What's your vision versus, you said buildings and curriculum. What's something you think would be important?
Well, it's important to have adequate buildings to roll out the curriculum that you have. But I think that trusting the teachers to know what's right for the students, they'll come to you. Teachers are good about coming to the board with requests, and just really evaluating those requests based on the whole equality versus equity issues. What's right for one school might not be best for another. And I think as far as curriculum, really trusting the teachers, but at the same time putting what they need into their hands.
Okay.
So
that would be a job you see the school board doing?
Absolutely. Working in collaboration with the individual committees, I think, would get that.
Okay. Well, tell us, why should the voters vote for you, Myra?
I'd like the voters to vote for me, just to have somebody that has the background in education. I'm looking to build some transparency and trust and continue to work with our existing school board.
Okay. And Timothy, why would someone vote for you? Tell them why they should vote for you.
Well, I think the biggest reason would be just because I see Owatonna's education system as a priority, and being a school board member would provide me with that opportunity to work in collaboration with the other board members to see that happen.
Okay. Do you, when the board comes to convene for the first time, do they break off in groups or anything like that, or it's just a meet and greet and listen?
I'm planning to listen first, but I don't really know how it happens because I've never gotten on it.
Well, great. Well, we wish you continued success. Good luck on Election Day.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks for coming. We will take a quick break to hear a word from our sponsors, and then we'll be right back, so please stay with us.
Hi, I'm Jason Earhart, and I play Captain Bravebeard.
And I'm Shelby Zempel, and I play Swill in LTO's current production of How I Became a Pirate and Little Mermaid and the Prince, directed by Vedette Ostermeyer and sponsored by Federated Insurance.
Performances will be held Friday and Saturday, October 21st and 22nd at 7:30 p.m., with a matinee on Sunday, October 23rd at 2 p.m.
And again the following Friday and Saturday, October 28th and 29th at 7:30 p.m. and Sunday, October 30th at 2 p.m.
Tickets are available at the LTO box office by calling 451-0764 or online at littletheaterofowatonna.org. Don't miss LTO's production of How I Became a Pirate and The Little Mermaid and the Prince. Arrgh!
Hi, Brad here from Owatonna Senior Place. Our goal at Senior Place is to involve, enrich, and empower adults 50 years of age or better to live as independently as possible in our communities. We do this by promoting wellness through recreational, educational, and social opportunities, as well as being a referral source for services available within our area. Activities and programming at our center emphasize creating and maintaining independence in all phases of life. Come see what Senior Place has to offer. Live full, live well, and live long.
Amy Swain Hearing Centers is a proud sponsor of the Owatonna Today Show. I'm Dr. Amy Swain, and I want everyone to hear better.
I'm Dan Branstead of Carlson Branstead & Company, Certified Public Accountants. We support the Owatonna Today Show.
At Triumph Graphics, we think beyond ink. That's why you should make us your source for creative concept, design, print, mail, and web. Check us out today at triumphgraphics.com.
Hello, my name is Katie Marshall. A year ago, my family and I became homeless. We were scared and alone. Today, with the help of Steele County Transitional Housing and generous donors like you, my family and I are safely housed. I am working, going to college, paying my rent on time. My children have a warm bed to sleep in every night. My family and I are so grateful for this second chance. Please help others in need by donating to transitional housing today. Everyone deserves a safe place to live.
Cedar Valley Services, located at the corner of Rose and Grove in Owatonna, provides an array of services for people with disabilities in Steele County. CVS thanks the entire community, especially our business customers, for supporting us in Owatonna for 43 years. Thank you from CVS.
Welcome back to the Owatonna Today Show, your community connection. And we're here visiting with Bob Wottreng, who's the incumbent that's running to keep his seat on the Owatonna School Board. Welcome, Bob.
Thank you, Linda.
At this time, I would like to say that we did invite the candidate running against Bob, Christina Ingleson, to be on the program today, and she did not come this morning, so it'll just be about Bob this morning. So, hi, Bob. Welcome on this beautiful fall day.
Good morning.
So tell us, first off, about yourself, your years in the community, your current job positions, your volunteer work, etc.
Thank you, Linda. I'm glad to be here and share a little bit about my vision for our schools, too. I grew up in Rochester, Minnesota. I graduated and went off to the University of Minnesota Morris. I have a bachelor's degree in biology and political science. I then went on to the University of Minnesota Dental School and been a dentist since 2003. 17 years ago, I married my wife, Karen, and we have 3 boys in the community. Our oldest attends the junior high, and our younger 2 attend McKinley Elementary. I am a dentist in Owatonna. I have my own practice at Wottreng Family Dental. I'm active at our church. I help lead our junior and senior high youth ministry program at Good Shepherd Lutheran Church, and I'm a junior achievement volunteer also. And so that's a little bit about me.
Okay, great. So why did you decide to run for office, and what qualifications do you feel you bring to the elected office?
It's a good question. If you would have asked me 2 years ago, would you and I be sitting in this interview talking about me running for school board, I would have probably chuckled and said, yeah, right. It's just been a journey. It started in the first half of 2015 when I was asked to serve on the school district's facility task force. That's where a group of about 36 of us studied the facility needs of our district. And towards the end of that process, I had heard that there was a resignation on the school board. One of the board members was moving to South Dakota, and that they'd be appointing a board member. And given all the work on the facilities, they had said they wanted someone from that task force to be appointed to the board. And I kind of thought, oh, there's 30-some of us. They won't get to my name on the list. And lo and behold, when Chairman Mark Sebring showed up at my dental clinic one day without an appointment and said, I want to speak with Bob, my first answer was, tell him I'm not here. But I did talk to him, and he said, hey, this is the time. We need you to serve. Would you consider it? And I went home. I said, give me a day to think about it. And I said, let me talk to my wife and some friends. And I said, you know, I'm busy. I have a lot on my plate. But I also realized I'm in this position in my life. I have kids in the schools. I'm a business owner and leader. I'm highly engaged in our education of our students in this district, and I thought, out of an attitude of gratitude for the people that have served before me in the schools that I've attended, this is the time. And I'm glad I made that choice. Being a part of this board the last year and 4 months has been a great learning process for me. I've worked hard to learn about the operations of our district. I've been at every site that we have to be contacting the staff and seeing what really is happening in all of our district operations. And I think I'm at the point now where I'm being effective. And I'm hoping to be elected in November to be able to continue on this journey.
What do you feel are several important issues facing our schools here in Owatonna?
It's a good question. Our highest priority is student learning. And I always remember that when I go into a meeting, whether it's a committee meeting or a full meeting of the board, our number one priority is student learning. Everything we can do as a board to support that is our highest priority. And the second priority would be superintendent search. Many people know that Superintendent Pete Grant has promised us he will be retiring on June 30th, and he will not stay longer, and we're definitely in the middle of hiring a new superintendent. And the new board that comes on in January is going to be having the task of welcoming a new superintendent and transitioning to a new leader. And that's going to be a high priority. I also think that we need to continue collaborating. Our school system is so important in this community, and we need to collaborate with all the stakeholders, the students, the parents, the teachers, the staff, the community members, the industry leaders. And so we need to keep that high level of collaboration up. It's one of our district core values that I appreciate. The value of realizing that we need to work together with others to achieve shared goals is an important one.
Okay. And what do you hope to accomplish this year if you're elected?
If I'm elected, I want to continue on that priority of student learning. I want to make sure that that's a high priority. I want to make sure that the bond referendum that was passed in November, that those projects continue on time, on budget, or under budget, and that we hold people accountable that are working with us on those projects. And I think that my experience on the facility task force and on the board so far lends myself well to help be someone that can maintain that accountability to that process.
Mm-hmm. Now, you stated that this year, this last time you were on the board was a big learning curve and getting used to the board and learning how it rocks and it rolls, correct?
Yes, yes.
So I was going to ask you, what do you feel as a board member were some of your personal accomplishments?
I think it's a good question. One of my accomplishments, first of all, would be that I've dedicated the time. Serving on the Board of Education is not just about showing up at the board meetings twice a month. It's being an active committee member on the committees you're on. I've been on the Finance Committee and Policy Committee. I've been involved in all of our sites. Superintendent Grant and Chairman Sebring encouraged me to get into every site and see what's happening. And that's been a high priority of mine. And I've taken some of those connections that I've developed and some of the perspectives I've developed through that time, and I hope it's helped me make better decisions when we've come to a board meeting. So I would say that's an accomplishment, that I've taken the time to do this job thoroughly and to sincerely make it a priority of mine.
When you say you've gotten into every site, what does that mean?
That means you send an email or call up the site principal and say, like Mel at the ALC, Mel, hey, Bob Wottreng, I've never been to the ALC before, I'm on the school board. Can I come in and spend half a day with you, and can you sit down with me and tell me about what's happening in your school, and more importantly, can you get me out in your classrooms? Can you introduce me to some of your teachers and your students? And then can you just let me go and observe and engage students? And when I was at the ALC last fall, and I went to a math class, and one of the students was going out to Riverland later that day to register for classes at Riverland. And that's a big deal for an ALC student to do, and we were so excited. And just to be able to sit and visit with that student and really give him praise and respect for what he's doing. And I think that that's an important role of the school board, to help people realize what they do in our schools is important.
Did you feel that by doing that for all our sites, it gave you a better perspective?
Absolutely. I think that until you've been in every site and you've met with teachers and students and principals, you don't really understand and get the perspective of how we educate students today. You know, our goal is to connect with every student at every level, and that's different in some ways than when I was a student years ago. And we are trying so hard to connect with these students and bring them to a better place than where they started each school year.
So now, if you're elected again to your seat, what is your vision for our schools?
My vision is that all of the students in our district would realize what they do when they come to school is important. Their role as a student is to learn, and that it's my goal that it would be one of their highest priorities. It's my vision for our schools that our staff, our principals, our teachers, our superintendent, our school board, that they would all come to their positions and say, what we do here is important and it matters. And for the community members who maybe don't have children in our district even, that they would say that what happens in our school system is important. And I'm using a line from Miss Olson's poster board at McKinley that says, what we do here is important. And she's right on. And it's important for the students, the staff, the community members. There's value to all of us.
Mm-hmm. Well, you've shared your life on the school board and the things that you've looked into. Tell our viewers why they should vote for you.
I'm willing to continue committing the time and energy to make decisions on behalf of our students in their best interest while being respectful of our taxpayer dollars and to get the value that we need out of our school system.
So do you feel you've seen something that really makes you want to stay and see it through?
Absolutely. What we're doing in our district is exciting.
Okay.
The board that I serve on, Linda, is accomplishing great things. Our students, our staff, the learning is amazing, and it's a group and a process I want to continue to be a part of.
Thank you for sharing today, and we wish you continued success and good luck.
Thank you.
Okay. We will take a quick break to hear a word from our sponsors, and then we'll be right back. So please stay with us.
Hi, I'm Bev Cashman. I'm running for the House of Representatives in District 24A. Good government works when all legislators agree to listen to each other, to work together, and compromise to serve the best interests of their constituents. I will do that. As your legislator, my goal will be to help resolve difficult issues rather than simply blame the other party for failing to act. Please vote for me, Bev Cashman, on November 8th.
Welcome back to the Owatonna Today Show, your community connection. And I want to add that there are 5 candidates running for only 3 seats on the school board, so it's important that you pick one that you feel strongly about. It's time for our community announcements. The Little Theater of Owatonna is showing The Little Mermaid and the Prince and How I Became a Pirate. Those shows will be running on October 28th and 29th at 7:30 p.m. and then again on October 30th at 2 p.m. at the Little Theater of Owatonna. The 3rd annual Trick or Treat Trail is Saturday, October 29th, 2 to 4 p.m. at Manthe Park. Ghosts and goblins of all ages, grab your trick or treat bags and head out to Manthe Park for our 3rd annual Trick or Treat Trail. The 4th annual Swap a Tank event, bring your $10 cash donation for the Steele County Food Shelf to the Owatonna AmeriGas location at 700 North Elm Avenue on Saturday, October 29th, and we will exchange your empty 20-pound gas grill cylinder with a full one. On Friday, October 28th from 6:30 to 8 p.m., the Steele County Historical Society will open the Village of Yesteryear for a haunting. We will go. Experience the Village a new way with this free and fun event. We promise no trick or treats, only treats. Riverbend Nature Center invites people of all ages to come out on Saturday, October 29th from 2 to 6 p.m. to enjoy a family-friendly fall festival, bats, bones, and bonfires. The event includes activities that are fun for young and old. Walk the trail of costumed animal characters to try and figure out what they are. Hope you'll be able to attend that. Well, We hope you will join us on Wednesday when our guests will be more school board candidates, and then we will be on location visiting at Anytime Fitness. So until then, have a great day and join us on Wednesday.